Okay, folks, so today our fabulous guitarist Kevin Dean is in the studio. Let's hear it for Kevin Dean, everybody. Oh, yes.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Oh. They're a good crowd in here, you know, you can just stop them just like that. It's absolutely fantastic, like the press of a button, amazing.
Good afternoon, Tracy.
Good afternoon, Kevin. So, I'll tell everybody who's listening, in case they don't know, that Kevin entertains. He's quite big in the entertainment world, a member of the Water Rats and etc. He plays a similar circuit to myself. So, Kevin's going to tell us a little bit more about that now.
Well, my act is Kevin Dean, guitar instrumentalist, and I do actually play, guitar and mandolin throughout the whole act.
Yeah.
And there's no vocals. I don't sing. I'm not a git voc. I'm just a git.
Okay.
So it's a majority of the act is guitar, and I do feature the mandolin on Zorba the Greek, and it is real, pure indulgent variety.
Yeah.
And speaking between the songs and involve the audience with audience participation, hand clapping to Zorba the Greek, and get them to go oi on Have a Nagila and things like that. So it's all good fun.
Bit.
That's the end song that never fails, Have a Nagila. And we have worked together before many times, haven't we?
Yes,
and
we have.
so I think I'm probably the only guitar instrumentalist in the UK who don't at least sing a couple of songs.
Yeah.
So it's great. Yeah, I play
But
theatres.
you don't need to sing because you're just doing a marvellous job on the guitar anyway, love. So, you tell me a little bit about the Water Rats. How does that all work? How did you come to
the Grand Order of Water Rats? Yeah, it's a fraternity of show business gentlemen.
Yeah. Just gentlemen.
Well, I'll come to that. It's not. There is another order of lady rattlins as well. But I'm obviously a water rat, and actors, musicians, comedians. Well, we have photographers. We have chefs. I mean, the hairy bikers are water rats. So there's only no more than 180 water rats at any one time in the world.
Okay.
And there's 220 companions. Well, what is the Water Rats? It is a fraternity, as I say, of gentlemen. It's a charity-based organisation that
to raise money for.
Well, to essentially raise money for people in the business who are having hard times. It started in 1889. Yeah. And to help fellow acts who are struggling with various things. But we do help other charities and raise funds in the way of shows. And it's a great honour to be a member of the order, and we have a lodge in London every month, and in Las Vegas as well every year. Yeah. Great atmosphere in the lodge, and great chums, and great fun. It's really good, and the majority of the members are household names. Yeah. We have Brian May from Queen, who's a water rat. There's Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden. Yeah. But going in the past, we had Tommy Cooper and Laurel and Hardy, Charlie Chaplin, and all these fantastic acts. So I'll say it again: it is a great honour to be a water rat as a non-famous person. Yeah. So that takes up a lot of time.
You're famous in my eyes, Kevin.
Oh, likewise. Tracy.
Or is it infamous? I'm not sure.
One of the two. Yeah.
So. I was looking at your sort of biog, and I see you've written a song called "The Genius of Dharma." Is this Dharma as in Buddhism?
Well, Dharma's a funny word to look up because you can't really find out what it means, but it is to do with the universe and spirituality. I wrote this instrumental, but the reason why, I release lots and lots of music on various record labels, and very rarely are they guitar based. And I thought, well, I'll record a sort of a mystical tune with quite a sort of a shadow-esque sound. And this is The Genius of Dharma, which was released in 2018 as a single. Wow.
Can we play that now then?
Of course.
Let the audience hear this for themselves. This is The Genius of Dharma, written by and played by Kevin Dean. That's fabulous. Now, before we talk about the guitar lessons and the label and whatever, and Rag and Bone Man and his dad, before we get into that, we're going to listen to a trailer of Lee and Dean. This is Cast Out. So yes, that was Lee and Dean, Cast Out. Tell us about that, Kevin.
Well, Lee and Dean, this is Kevin Dean and Ross Lee, the legendary Ross Lee, who has well, he's been on lots of different things. Balls of Steel, the prank show. He had his own show called The Pranker on BBC Three. He's just been in the movie The Bubble, Hollywood movie, Shoot, Rossley's Ghoulies. He's really, really popular, amazingly talented actor, comedy actor, and singer. So we got together and made this sort of one extreme to another. I mean, that track Cast Out compared to Genius of Dharma, it's like a real heavy track, and it's doing well. It's kind of, well, the niche is, what do you call it, rock, gothic, I don't know, but that's Cast Out.
It. I'm a bit of a rock chick myself.
We had great fun recording that, yeah.
So you've been doing some stuff with the Rag and Bone Man's dad,
Tony. Well, I mean, I'll start from the start. It's Percys Pearls.
Yeah.
And it's Steve Mead who writes all the songs and sings, and Tony Graham is the Rag and Bone Man's dad, Rag and Bone Dad, and they come to me every week, and with their songs that they write. And so Steve writes the songs and performs them on the acoustic guitar and sings, and Tony plays mandolin. And what I do, I develop and suggest things to take the songs to their full potential. So I'll say, let's add some bass on here, let's put some strings on, or let's add some guitar. And in the end, we get them into a big production, which are ready to be released and mastered, and then released commercially on the singles market. And they're on their 6th single. They're about to release their 7th single next month. So it's an absolute pleasure working with them, because they're so much fun, and obviously music runs in the blood with the with Tony and his son and everything. So, and he is local, and it's been great. We've been working now since September 2021.
Great. And for anybody who's listening, you can always go and Google any of the stuff we're saying now. You can go and have a listen.
Percys Pearls.
You can buy this stuff on Spotify and
all the usual platforms, iTunes, etc. Yeah, they're all there. Cast Out is, and all the Percys Pearls.
This particular song, Percys Pearls, I love the name, it's great. This is Never Let Me Go. There we go. And if you want to look that up, that was Percys Pearls and Never Let Me Go. So we're in the studio today with Kevin Dean, guitarist extraordinaire, I also advertise you as. So you do guitar lessons, Kev. Let's hear a little bit about
that. I do. I've been teaching guitar and music theory, electric guitar, bass guitar, acoustic guitar for many, many years, since I was 13.
Wow.
And I've always got a great array of pupils. They're all real dedicated people. I mean, nowadays you can go on the internet and learn a song briefly, but people who come to me want to learn properly, so they can be a working guitarist rather than just someone who knows a couple of licks or a couple of songs. So people come for 1 hour at a time, once a week, and some people come for years. I mean, decades. I've got some who've been coming for over 20 years. And you'd think, well, surely they must know, but I mean, there's always things to. And in the end, I always promise them they'll actually know the complete workings of the musical sphere. There won't be a question that they can't answer. And everyone varies in technique and ability from age 9 to 80. Literally, it keeps me busy. I mean, that's one third of my job, really. The teaching guitar, the variety.
Some people are coming to learn guitar, but maybe they don't need to go and use it out there in the wild on stage or whatever. Some people just want to learn it because of something they've always wanted to do. Like, I'm learning Spanish. I've no plan to actually go and use it anywhere.
As a hobby,
But it's something I want to be able to do. Exactly. And I wanted to learn the piano, so I had piano lessons, and I wanted to. So, don't necessarily want to use it out there in the big wide world. So I can understand. I used to have pupils who just come to me because they enjoyed singing and it made them feel good.
Absolutely. I think you mentioned learning a language there is a very good example, because I could go on the internet this evening and learn a few phrases in German, for example, but not necessarily be able to hold conversation. So you can impress your friends down the pub and say, look, I can say this in this language. But if I really wanted to learn a language, I'd have the proper lessons one-to-one.
Absolutely.
So it's the same as the guitar, really. You can learn a few licks off the internet, but if you want to do it properly, so you're at least workable, if you want to go for an audition or play along with a friend, you'll know what you're doing then, which is what it's all about.
Absolutely. So what are your influences, or what presses your buttons musically?
Musically, well, I mean, when I was a child, my parents would play all the sort of classic guitar instrumentals from the 60s, like the Ventures, the Shadows, the Fentone. So I, grew up listening to that frequency of sound, and that kind of pushed me to the guitar. But then I sort of drifted off really into more electronic music, and probably my biggest influence, although you wouldn't really hear it in the tracks you've played so far, but you can hear it in other tracks, is a musical act called the KLF. Also known as the Justified Ancients of Moo Moo.
Yes.
Furthermore known as the Jams, and they have done lots of interesting things as musicians and as art collaboration, and they've had lots of top 10 hits, number one, and they also burnt £1 million in cash as a statement. So they're very diverse in the activities they get up to with their performances, whether it be art or music.
Yeah, fabulous. Well, we've got Last Train to Trans Central.
Ah, yes.
This is the KLF. Get your ears around this. Oh yeah, KLF, Last Train to Trans Central. Okay, we're still in the studio with our Kevin Dean, guitarist extraordinaire, and before we hear more from Kevin, we need to hear from our advertisers. Here we go. So, Kevin, there'll be people sitting at home saying, gosh, I'd love to have some guitar lessons, or I'd love to know more about that. Can they visit you on a Facebook page, etc., and get in contact with you?
They could do, yeah. They can. There's a couple of pages on Facebook. There's guitar lesson wise. There's guitar lessons with Kevin Dean, and there's videos on there of pupils playing and information and pictures and things like that. So they can contact me through that page.
Fantastic.
There's also Kevin Dean Guitar Instrumentalist, which is for the variety and the cabaret and theatrical things as well.
Yeah.
So any of those two pages, people can contact me through.
Absolutely fantastic. And also, I know you do a little bit of producing, to say the least. You've got a few labels and whatever. Can you tell us some more about that?
Well, yeah, that's another third of my job really, is producing, releasing and publishing music. I've released so many records and singles and albums over the years, and the record labels I have, I mean, there's KDM, which is the main one. There's like an umbrella of Code 3 recordings, Push and Go Records, Glastonbury Records, but these releases are not always my own work. I'll sign artists on a one-off deal if I think there's a niche in the market for their particular track and release it. So yeah, running the record labels is quite a busy thing to do. Keeps me busy anyway. Marketing and releasing the things worldwide. Yeah. Of course, nowadays a lot of things are released as a download on those platforms, but I still release CDs and vinyl and even cassettes and things like that.
So if a band got in contact with you and were looking for somebody to produce them, is that something you'd be interested in doing?
Not really, no. I mean, my studio is sort of pretty much exclusive for my own productions. I mean, I said Percys Pearls come in, so there are exceptions. It could be somebody I know, but I don't advertise it as I just haven't got the time to get bands in.
No.
Bands often, or acts all around the UK, around the world, actually sometimes send me a demo if they want something released. And they'll obviously also send their demo to major record labels. They also send to sort of independent labels like myself. But as for getting bands in the studio, it's not like a working recording studio for people to hire. It's mainly for my label productions. Really,
I'm with you.
But producing wise, I mean, I didn't go out to advertise as a producer, but I mean, that started snowballing. Sort of producing more people. It seems to sort of people hear it and like what they hear. Sort of like Trevor Horn. Trevor Horn, who produced things like Frankie Cut Hollywood. Add those magic touches, which makes the record sparkle. I'm quite interested in that concept, which I enjoy.
Sounds, that's absolutely fantastic. And I know you don't live that far from me. One of these days I'm going to visit your studio and check it all out. Maybe I'll even have a bit of a song.
We'll have to record a single, Dean and Dean.
Dean and Dean, I know. And for anybody who's wondering, no, we've never been married, we've not even been divorced. We're not related in any way. We just happen to share the same
Fabulous name. Well, I think it's fabulous.
Yeah.
And there's a song by the Shaman.
Oh, the Shaman are another band I listen to. You know, another influence. A bit like the KLF.
I mean, we are a little bit desert island discs here.
Yes.
We're nicking the idea, but we like it.
The Shaman are very mystical, sort of spiritual.
Yeah.
They talk about the reality of the earth and the universe. And I think the track you're going to play is called Forever People. And
Forever People, and that's forever with a P.
With a P.
H. I know, very strange. Here we go. The Shaman, Forever People. So, we're still in the studio. It's 2:56. We've got another 4 minutes. How fabulous. So, Kevin, tell us anything you'd like to tell us. We know now how people can contact you. Very important if they want guitar lessons or whatever. Or maybe they just want some help with producing something and they need a guitar line or something on there, who knows. Tell us something else. Tell us about, there's a couple of things actually. Glastonbury. I'm always seeing you going to Glastonbury. Not to the festival, to the place. What's that all about?
It's just a place I'm pulled to, you know. I'm just really pulled to Glastonbury. It's a very amazing, historic, magical place. I'd like to live there one day. And one of my albums is called Glastonbury. That was re-released recently, called Glastonbury Deluxe Edition.
Oh wow!
And I go there a lot, you know. So I've got lots of friends there.
Yeah.
And it's just a place I absolutely love. I mean, it's hard to explain to somebody. Difficult, really, when somebody hasn't been there. And of course, everybody thinks it's the festival I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I'm off to Glastonbury, and they say, "Oh, who's on?" So yeah, I just like go in there. But in a nutshell, I go in there.
But it's really just the place, Glastonbury, and it is incredible.
Very
beautiful, zen
beautiful,
sort of place, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I totally agree. And what else was I going to ask?
You said earlier on about the fairy creatures.
Yeah, your love of cats.
Well, one of the albums, I mean, I do release stuff when I'm putting my own stuff out there with things connected I'm passionate about, hence Glastonbury, the album.
Yeah.
But also, cats.
Yeah.
So, an album I released once was called Mogology, Music for Cats and Cat Lovers. And it features 10 tracks featuring different cats meowing and purring. I mean, it is a novelty record, but it is serious, you know.
It sounds cracking. Where can people hear this?
Well, that particular one is not on the download market. It's CD only. People can contact me if they want a Mogology CD. But when it was first released, I did loads of interviews on the radio and TV interviews and all sorts, because it was quite a unique release, you know, Mogology, music for cats.
There's a lot of cat lovers out there.
Absolutely, yeah. Lots of cats and lots of cat lovers. And cats do respond to the music as well. They learn.
Yeah.
Because especially guitar music, the frequency of the guitar, especially electric guitar, it's got that sort of area of the meow, meowsic type thing.
Yeah.
So
I love it. I haven't actually listened to it myself yet, but I'm going to.
I'll bring you a CD
to doing that to say thank you very much. That's absolutely brilliant. Now I'm sure in time we will hear more from Kevin Dean on another week, and perhaps we'll even have Percys Pearls come in and join us. That's Rag and Bone Man's dad. And also I do want to say Happy New Year, because I can't remember if I said it last week. I don't know. I was thinking about other things. But I want to say it to you as well, Kevin. Happy New Year. Thank you for the chocolates, darling.
Happy New Year to you, Tracy. Oh, enjoy the chocolates.
Oh, yeah. I will do, love. I didn't have any over Christmas, so I can feed my face now and get as fat as I like for a couple of weeks.
Enjoy. And Happy New Year to all your listeners as well.
Oh,
it's been a pleasure coming in today.
And can we have a big round of applause, please? Kevin Dean, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, it's 3 o'clock and it's time.